Hey, everybody. Wacky Wednesday, the 29th of November. What's going on in your as the world turns? As it turns, so do you. But are you turning, getting caught up with world news, financial, political, religious agendas? Are you getting caught up in who's got the latest galactic intel? Who's got the latest and the greatest predictions? Who's throwing down the tarot? Are you listening to all the CMEs, all the Schumann resonance, all of the energetic filaments, all the coronal mass injections, the coronal mass holes facing the other coronal mass hole, and how it's affecting just the bodies of the light workers? Yeah. It's affecting the journey of the light worker. And every step you take is affected by all of these things. Well, let me tell you, friends, if you're listening to all of that, you can't unhear it. Because the list of the effects and effects upon you, your person, covers every diagnosis in a medical book. So as soon as you feel something, because you can't unhear it, it's now in the subconscious, but it's actually in the conscious because you just heard it. It's new information, even though it's old information. It matches what's in your subconscious. It's going to start creating that in your life. Yeah, it's going to create it in your life. Intentional or not intentional, because you intentionally listened to all of this information. And the information hovers. It hovers in the mental, the physical, the energetic, the emotional, which all affect the spiritual. It's like you can't get away from it. It's like you're chasing your tail all day with all this information. It is inundating all of the bodies, and it will begin to manifest in one way or the other because you keep filling your vessel with a whole lot of things that don't serve its highest good. So as you're trying to do your shadow work and you're trying to be a good person, you're trying to be kind and compassionate with empathy, you also still have to have some apathy to balance everything. Then you're taught that's bad if I don't have feelings. Do you realize a lot of your feelings are being cut off because other important systems within the physical and energetic body can't function? It's on overload. What happens to the body when it's been zapped? It's been tasered. You're self-tasering your nervous system. So you honestly don't get the right answers of what's truly happening and how it could be affecting and effecting you. And if it's affecting and effecting you, it's having the same on everything around you. Because you're walking, living, breathing, energetic in this physical avatar, which is walking, living, breathing energetics. So one system can't completely have a conversation with another system because it's constantly been interrupted. It's distorted. It's being poisoned 24/7 from angles of which you don't see, but yet you're participating because you're turning on and carrying around electronics 24/7. Imagine what it's doing to our little children. You're not seeing it, but if you could see it in a cartoon thing, it'd be, okay, Nothing is functioning because it's being brought to you through you in dysfunction. You're starting from a place of dysfunction. So nothing is communicating and being answered until you step back, step away, begin to cleanse and detox, take sabbaticals from things that are creating havoc and static within the systems. We have to step away from the chaos in which we are bringing upon ourselves. And yet we think, oh, I got this. You know, the other day I knew something was up because I had what I call the pressure headache. The pressure headache. And I said, okay, something's happening with the barometer. It's called weather patterns. It happens. So I say, self, hey, self, what's up? And self says, something's going on. You don't need to know all of it because you're not a meteorologist, etc., etc. You're not an astrologist. But some plus things are shifting, Sandy. So I hydrated more. I ate less. Did my best to maintain a smile, so I had a cascade of healthy endorphins throwing through my body and out. I stopped listening to a lot of things a long time ago because I always knew when Mercury was going into retrograde because my body would tell me, and apparently it's my ruling planet, September birthday. But I stopped listening to it and started letting my body tell me when it is I needed to pay attention. So I started really relying on this energetics and less on this, and less on these devices and reading, because it would take my nervous system into hyper sensitive mode. So messaging pathways were constantly being clogged up. So you have what you want to call this gridlock going on in your main message center, which affects everything. Digestion, thought patterns, your sight, your hearing, your pulmonary, your respiratory, your elimination, your reproductive. It affects everything. Every system in the physical energetic body. And it's torturous. Now, if you know anything about the physical body, then you know that when a certain system is revved up, another system or two has to take a back seat. So there's this constant primary, secondary. But when you're overriding a secondary and trying to bring it up to primary, now you've got all these glitches in tons and tons of primary secondaries, and you are no longer the commander of your vehicle. Your vehicle is being commanded by chaotic static. Again, imagine if you were a small child being overloaded. Get these Apple Watches off of these kids. Get them away from the electronic stimulations. Get them outside creating games and fun and in their imagination. No matter how cold it is, get them out there for 15, 20 minutes. Run a relay race. Do it with them as the adult. Bring them into imaginary quiet time through coloring and crayons. Maybe they're going to write a poem or write a few sentences, because we're getting away from all this creative movement within the body and we're becoming more frontal. And so what's happening is we are silencing all the peripherals. Yes, we're energetically changing. Yes, we're energetically growing and developing. But we can't shut off certain things while we're still in a 3D body and a 3D matrix, while the consciousness of 5D and up are being implemented. We're not allowing enough calibration time. And so we've got our nose, our neck, and all of our energetics in everybody else's freaking business and arenas. You do not know which ones you'll be called to until you get this into some homeostasis, some balance, so that you can make some plans, intentional plans, and you can override a lot of the background noises that are actually your primary noise. And you don't even know it until what? Stop and become aware. Drop into your breath and sit with the understanding of what's happening and self-correct, reset your course. And this takes due diligence. This takes due diligence to create pathways and self-correction for new habits to override old habits. And we're at the end of the year. We're at the season. We're at the crunch. We're at the reflection. Can't even create a new resolution until we look at what we're reflecting. And what is it that we're avoiding? You can't just keep throwing your hands up in the air and say, it's all happening to me. Oh, I just got too much going on. I'm tired. I'm cold. I'm busy. I'm preoccupied. Yeah. But you could even create better usage of that if you stop, drop, and sit. Set your intention. Get the breath moving so that the blood is moving. So you're having the proper execution of oxygen, carbon dioxide, instead of holding on to more carbon dioxide. And then, by all means, people, I'm telling you, and it's something I'm working on too, gluten and sugar, gluten and sugar, gluten and sugar. Get the hell away from the dairy. I love cheese. Oh, I love cheese. I love me some bread. Stop. It's all poisoning your body. It's all really hurting the digestive tract and the bloodstream. It's poison. It's chemical poisons. Get the hell away from these plastics and paper cups and all these things that do nothing but create chemicals into your body and into the air. We have to really take stock and start saying, you know what? Less of that, more of this. I'm gonna not take that. I'm gonna get myself a bottle. I'm going to use a filter. I'm going to get less water bottles. I'm going to stay away from the paper plates and the paper utensils, even though I eat on the go. I'm going to stop eating on the go so much because they're poisoning me with all of their cheap greases and meats and what they're adding to it. You have no clue what it is you're ingesting. And 99.9% of it has zero nutrients and has 100% of a chemical toxic that's happening to your body when you take it in. Yeah. You wonder why diabetes and overweight and all these things are happening in the universe? Yeah. It's because we've allowed decades of this to go on. And it stops with each person. You can only be responsible for you. I will not ingest the world news. I will not ingest all these predictions. It is not humorous to me to watch all these other tools being used. It's no longer entertainment because a lot of you keep scrolling, including me, toddling because it's, you find it humorous or you think you're gathering information. Take stock by stepping back and saying, these are no longer going to be in my closet, in my pantry, in my living quarters. I'm going to just, nope. I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to help my cells do their transformational work so it continues to transform me as my beautiful spirit houses this vehicle. I want to have more respect for it. And by all means, I want to bless everything that I touch, that I think, that I speak, that I feel, that I ingest in any way, shape, or form. So I can help others by example. I don't need to preach it to them. I need to be around for my children. I need to be around for my spouse. I need to be around for my job, whatever it is. So I want to be the best I can be while I'm in all these different environments for all these different relationships. And it starts with stop, drop, sit. Connect with your breath and keep it spiritually simple. One day at a time. Become the master of your day. Get in the driver's seat, become the commander. All right? I love each and every one of you. I do appreciate every like, subscribe, and share, and every comment. It helps the algorithm of this go around and help other people. But stay away from things that no longer serve you. Take a look at it. Say, honestly, what is this doing for me right now? And if I read this, see this, do this, am I storing it? Is it making me hypersensitive? What's it doing? Cut back on the caffeine right now too, people. The energetics are already telling you you're on heightened awareness. So you may not see all the raw nerve going on, but it's like having wires sticking out in your house that are hot and that are inflammable and that are not connected properly. Would you let people live in your house like that with hot electrical wires where you couldn't use plugs or anything else because it could blow up the house? And then how many times could you step around it before you get someone to fix that problem so it's safe for you and safe for others? That's how you have to think of this house. No more hot wires. All right? See you all in the next video. Bye.